Yeah.
So like if you were to put on like a YouTube video, what would you like go to?
Well, I guess it depends. Like Coco Melon.
Yeah, Coco Melon.
Or older stuff. Like they want to watch.
Coco Melon's kind of like when Brooke, like when they're young, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we're rolling.
Because I feel like she's now at the age where like it's getting kind of like she needs to get something like more entertaining. So I'm just like, baby shark, do baby shark. Like
My
over
neighbors probably hear it blasting in my house.
I literally get stuck in my head the entire day.
But yeah,
like
so
the whole day.
Our video here.
Ready, set, real estate?
Yeah.
Oh, this way? That's a fail. Ready, set, real estate.
So today we're talking about bidding wars and whether or not they are still happening. So the house that we're in.
Yeah, I showed this house.
It had a little mini bidding war.
They did,
so,
But you weren't holding off on offers on this, right? Yeah.
So I think the really important thing right now is pricing. It has to be perfect. If it's a little bit under, you might end up with a bit of a little bidding war, but don't bank on that. I wouldn't tell somebody you for sure will get one.
Yeah.
If it happens, that's great. But it's not necessarily going to happen for sure. So.
Yeah, what I say to people is like, right now, probably, I don't know, 10% of sellers are holding off on offers. So when a seller says, just so people know, like when they say no offers until next Tuesday at 6, that's holding off. And if they're holding off, they're trying to get a bidding war. If they're trying to get a bidding war, then you basically can assume they're trying to sell the house for more than asking price. Obviously, the most money, that's what seller wants. So those houses in that category where this are explicitly saying no offers until this time and date, I would say it's like 10% of houses for sale. Would you agree with that? Or do you feel like it's more or less than that? I feel like it's like 10%.
Maybe, yeah, that or a little bit less. And I think that if people are going to hold offers, it has to kind of make sense because I've seen some and I don't really know why they're holding offers. The house isn't even underpriced.
Is it because price? Yeah, because that's the second thing is you have to make sure you price it low too, right?
Right. But just in terms of like bidding wars in general, there are still little ones, but I wouldn't bank on it happening.
Yeah.
So like this house had, it actually had 3 offers. One expired, so then we only had 2. And it went over, which is great.
Yeah.
And then I had another listing, which was actually in a higher price range, like 1.4 million. And it had 2 offers on it.
Yeah, which technically a bidding war.
And it was listed for a little bit before we had 2 people that came in and offered on it. So I think it also has to do with the property because this particular property was amazing and it was super unique and not for everybody. And we just had 2 people that it was perfect for come at the same time.
Yeah, it's coincidence.
It was coincidence. It wasn't that the price was, the house was underpriced.
It could be like day 18 on market, and it's like we're obviously going to sell the house probably lower than asking price because it's not going to be a bidding war, and all of a sudden an offer comes in, and then either one of 2 things happens. One, like you just said, coincidentally someone else really liked it at the same time, like maybe they saw it that same day, and then now there's 2 offers, and it goes for asking or higher maybe. Or of the 18 days it's been on the market, there's been 6 showings, and now that you have an offer, you have to notify all the other agents there's a registered offer, and then they tell their client, hey, there's an offer, and then one of those clients that's on the fence about it, it's like, oh, I'm gonna offer 2 now. So you kind of create like this inadvertent bidding war, and I would say like that depends on price and how many showings they've got, like price to value, what it's worth versus how they priced it, and if there's been a lot of showings, there's a higher chance that maybe when an offer comes in, another one will come in too, and you get that like small little inadvertent, I call it like an inadvertent bidding war because it's not deliberate. It's not the seller going, no offers till next Friday. It's just an offer came in, we're looking at it tonight at 6, right now it's 12. Agent at 12:30 told everyone that there's an offer as they have to do. And then at 3 p.m., one other person goes, I'm going to put an offer in too. And the offers are at 6. That's when they can present it. It's at 6. Yeah. And so now you have 2 offers bidding war. So I would say like overall, that's probably 10% too. So it's probably like 15% of all houses have some kind of bidding war, some extreme. The ones that are deliberately doing it, I find, tend to go for a lot. Like they're the bigger bidding wars because they have to like purposely price low and try and get a big bidding war. Whereas the ones that are inadvertent kind of just come about because maybe it was 10K underpriced, they had a lot of showings and it's still like within a week on market. But do you find when a house gets to like 30 days on market and an offer comes in that it's still likely maybe another one comes in? Because I find those ones not as much.
Usually when it's like in the first week.
Yeah, usually it's
most
fresher
of the time.
listings.
And I think that well, it's more likely to happen on a fresher listing, but also one that's kind of checks all the boxes for most people.
Yeah, maybe
so like
the
this
price
house,
point it's in even.
yeah, like the price point. So for this house, for example, is listed at 509. Lots of first-time home buyers would look at it. We had it staged. They did some painting in here. It's all fresh and clean. Had it all ready to kind of just make people love it when they came through. So leaving the guesswork out of it, they come in, they love the house. We had a home inspection on file. Everything's just, it's just ready for them to buy, basically.
Yeah.
So then that's just what happens. I find that with properties that have unique things, like say there's a really steep driveway or it's really far out of town, or there's like a water issue in the basement, or it needs a ton of work, unless it's really underpriced or something, those are the ones that are less desirable for people to offer on and have a bidding war.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's kind of like the ones that check all the boxes, like 2 or 3 bedrooms, 1 or 2 bathrooms, good location, fresh and clean.
Priced well.
Priced well.
Because you're not going to get a bidding war if it's priced, like, if you're pushing max value or even higher, like, you're, no matter how good the house is, like, the house could be $1 million home, but if you go $1.2 million, you're not going to get, like, 2
You're more likely, actually, to get more money by pricing it right. Whether that means that you get the value, what it's worth, what you priced it at, or if you get a couple of people and it goes a bit higher.
Yeah.
When you start putting it higher, that's when everyone's like, whoa, why is that house priced so high? And, you know, why would we buy that house when we can just buy this house over here that's nicer for $200,000 less?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're actually more likely to get the bidding war, obviously, if it's underpriced.
Yeah.
Or priced right.
Now here's my frustration if I was the if I'm not a real estate agent, I'm the public, is that you can't see if they're holding off on offers because it's not in like the realtor it's not in the public remarks, it's in the offer remarks or realtor remarks. And so for the public, you don't really know if they're trying to hold off. You have to ask the agent, hey, they're holding off or not. I would say that's probably 10% of houses or less. And then if a house is priced well, 20K kind of below max value, because it's always a guess, hopefully an educated guess on what the value is, based on a process of how to value a home. Then in that case too, that's probably still another 5-10% of houses that could create that kind of like inadvertent bidding war. And again, if I'm the public, how are you supposed to know if a house is priced well? It's hard to know that.
Right.
You have to really lean on your agent to be like, hey, they holding off, and you think it's priced well. Or maybe even ask the agent to find out like how many showings has the seller had. Now it's day 4 on market, like how many showings. And the realtor, like I know like, oh, if the day 4 on market, $550,000 house, if they've had like 6-7 showings, 4 days, that's probably going to be 2 offers maybe come in, because that's more than usual interest. So it's probably priced well. So it's like so many factors, right? And it's hard for the public to know all that. But if something seems too good to be true, it's priced low, they're probably holding off. It's very rare they're not, like very rare they're not holding off and trying to get a bidding war. But it's not like the majority. So if I was buying a house, I would be way more attracted to the market now than it was during COVID, where 90% of houses were getting bidding wars on them, or more, like 95, which is crazy. So, well, that's good.
Good tips.
All right.